Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. It's underscore Gintu, back again to the root of today. And today is today. Tomorrow gonna be another day. And here we are. It's one-on-one live coming out from this session of today. And today it's not bad a day from this position because we have the breaking news that has been always coming out from this segment. I want to update you what has been the filing case of the Kenge driver that has been ongoing at the case, which was room 2 organized today because he was given a bond and he was just working from the within, and it was just to making sure that I'm gonna be going and coming back home because I was allowed to make sure that he's gonna be doing his own things at home, and whenever it reaches at a time, he's gonna be going back to that session of the court to make sure that the case is gonna be filed and be answered with an immediate effect. So today, as the things were just prevailing at the court, and whenever they just reached onto that position, everybody was just gathering and making sure that we are waiting for the case to commence, and very many YouTubers had already arrived, and they were very eager to know that what is just ongoing onto the case of this Kenge driver, what is ongoing. And yesterday I told you that we had much of the sarcasts that were just being performed via our local people, and also the local, they talk about the former person, which was the civil service person who he was just working with in terms of knowing how the case gonna be. And the same person was arraigned some previous years ago. I was a little bit smaller boy, and it was like the 2000s there before 2010s there, so I was a little boy there, and I saw the case was being of the defilement, and that guy succeeded to overcome from it, and I was a civil service, and he just was terminated from work. But eventually he came back and he started doing his own work because he was doing one of the positions that the government gave him, and to the position of Nyabuhanse here. And now this guy called talk about the Kenge driver. I went there, and they were now communicating, making sure that all things are just being combined, and they started ruling even from they started like they are going to make sure that they are going to talk about the children's office in Migori County, so they can just start from there and see what can just be protruding from there. But eventually, due to unconditional circumstances, the case was very hard, and they could not terminate any kind of the issues, and also they could not terminate kind of the sentence not to happen or anything want to happen, and they were just there to lure the to lure the officers who were just there, and they told them we cannot be lured because can you lure an organization? Can you give or can you bribe an organization with money? So it cannot happen, sir. And the person who was being summoned via the DCI in the Sirare post in terms of the custom people, and whenever he went there, and they had a conversation, and already they put in some of the things that they're gonna be doing, so as this guy gonna be out of this kind of the saga that is ongoing. And also the real valid thing that is I'm just bringing it live is that today it was to be arraigned in court, and make sure that it's gonna be the second time gonna be arraigned there, and he had much of the people who are surrounding to make sure that this case is gonna be going good and how the things gonna be going. But eventually people from Nyabuhanse, they went there. Some of them, there were the people talking about, okay, we are going to see how it's ongoing. Some people went there to know that okay, we want to see what is ongoing, we want to know how the case is ongoing, which kind of a case is it. So eventually, whenever they have just reached there, they have got that this boy called the Kenge driver never attended unto the court session, and now the case was mentioned until Monday because they never had information, because people were just eagerly waiting to make sure that the case can commence, but eventually nothing happened, and no one was just brought onto the court arraigned. So people who are just onto that position, they waited. The other cases were just being called, but whenever it reached at the Kenge drivers, nothing just happened. So it means that onto that position, it's going to be mentioned again in Monday, and we're going to be putting our all effort to make sure that we are just going there to check what is ongoing onto that position. And also, it's the same thing that I was just communicating about yesterday, that you can never know how how the thing's gonna be going, because I've just received much of the calls coming from I think it's children home, children rights, and it's from the Migori County today. But the real verdict thing that have come out is, one, they were just communicating that they have much of the videos that have been already raised up, and to make sure that they are going to tally such kind of the thing that is upcoming for today. But eventually, I ever saw what has just already been focused already, and they have just talked about, no, this guy never attended unto the court session, and this is going to be not happening. And now they had that thing that they want now to file a bigger case because he has failed to attend unto the court session 2, which was court 2, and much of the people were eagerly waiting, even the YouTubers who were there, to make sure that they are just witnessing what is happening unto that position. And also we can just reinforced to make sure that you know, guys, this is the same scenario that is ongoing with the Kenge family, and we have been already being put into the focus of the police. We talk about Nyabuhanse police post, I think so. It's the one that is always having such kind of the matters that are being withheld, and also any kind of the person can just go there and report and make sure that this kind of the people, or this kind of the group of other session of people, are being accusing somebody or insulting something or somebody there, and they can be making sure that they're going to be fixing such kind of the errors. But eventually what they don't know is, you know, I ever talked about we have this kind of the Nyabuhanse police post, and also we have Isibania police post. They have already been put in focus with the DCI from the international, or the UNICEF International, coming from Geneva live, and it's one-on-one coming out from this position. And also the bigger deal is I've seen one of the guy called Mogesi. He was one of the people who was being called. They are just calling you one-on-one to make sure that you are putting, or they are just questioning you in terms of inquisitive, to make sure that they are getting much of the information from you. But eventually what has just happened is whenever you target and tell them that this kind of the thing is being broadcasted live to the UNICEF, and it's just Geneva, it's coming from Geneva live, they can just hang out and make sure that you are not communicating anything. And right now I've seen much of the things are now ongoing, making sure that people are now going to lure or bribe to make sure that this kind of a certain position of certain people are being aligned in the system of the jurisdiction, and also talk about the part of the police custody. But how the things are going to be, I'm going to be updating you much about what is coming and how the things are going to be flowing, because we have much of the redemption to make sure that we are put in focus and make sure that the things are coming to you live, and it's one-on-one coming from this session. Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back to this segment of today, and today is today. Tomorrow gonna be another day, and to this program here I have much of the brick formation here, and the gentleman here I see. Wait, man, can you bring me one? Piga moja, man. Yeah, put me one there, so as we can see. First, you unaweka hapa maji kwanza, mbona? Why?
Kwa sababu nikiweka hiyo
inakuwa soft. So you have to insert this one here in water first. Yeah. Okay. So as whenever you put inside what is that one? Matop is called in English mud. Molded soil already. Yeah. And now you compact. Fantastic. Already. That's ready. Yeah?
Yes.
That's ready. Then the next one.
Yes, next one.
I'm following this procedure. Maybe tomorrow I'll be the one who is holding it. Tomorrow maybe you might not come to work. I'll be the one very early in the morning.
Ready. Yeah.
Fantastic. It's ready, yeah? So it's going to be sun-dried.
Yeah.
I follow your routes. Fantastic. It is running. Wow. Fantastic. Wow. So guys, all of this section that is just enclosed here is more than how many bricks do you do per day? 1,000 bricks per day.
1,200.
1,200 per day.
Per day.
So per individual it's 600.
600.
Wow. Yeah. And now what's your name, man? Come this side. Come this. Oh, down here. Exactly. How much is one brick?
How much? One bob, two bob.
2 bob.
Yeah.
1 brick, 2 bob.
2 bob.
Guys, if you wanted to formulate 1 brick, it's 2 shillings per whenever it's just and I have somebody who is fetching water, withdrawing water and bringing it here. So their work is just molding and making sure that they are putting it into this kind of the boxes and putting to sun dry and take it from sun drying to exchange it there. Then it's 2 shillings up to whenever you go to the store. Fantastic. Hey man, how are you?
I'm fine.
What's your name, man?
My name is Peter Marolioba.
Peter Marolioba. You are the brick former.
Another one is Faida.
My profit.
Profit.
Fantastic. So I see you are now washing hands. Are you going to eat?
We are going to eat there.
Okay.
Up there.
Oh, fantastic. Guys, I do provide even food to the people who are just making sure that they are giving me the services. And this is ongoing up to date because you cannot leave them that way because they are so energetic enough to do such kind of the works here. And it's so, talk about, it's something that you have to give them even energy so as they can just, I think, did you get the breakfast here?
Yes.
Oh, you get the breakfast? Fantastic. Now it's lunchtime and they're going to be getting their luncheon and make sure that they're continuing with their services here. And it's already enclosed here to make sure that whenever it's not closed the way you see, they're just sheltered here with such kind of a polythene sheet. It means that they're going to be cracking if you don't protect them or give them shelter. They're going to start cracking whenever the sun is muchly hitting onto the surface. And so whenever they're just subjected to such kind of a warmer condition, they're gonna be drying a little onto this position. So let me show you where we have just reached in terms of the formation, the ones that have already been drying, but some of them, you can even see this one. Yeah, it's so hard, very hard. Look at this one. It's a very big brick. Sometimes they crack like this one here. It's already cracked, so they're not tallied whenever they are going to be stored. Faida. Hey, food, eh? Food. So guys, here are the bricks already, and you can just check now. It's just some days that we started, but right now you can even check where we have just reached in terms of the quantity, and I think we are just progressing very much and well from this position here. And I'll be updating you much because you hear about how the people are just talking about always oh this way, oh that way, but we're gonna be making sure that we are getting our own concept. And the people are talking about, you know what. It's not what the people they're just talking about, but we have to formulate our own and make sure that everything is very fantastic, and we're gonna be building our own houses, not talk about a villa again. A villa, no more villa, and everything gonna be no more. And that's the real fact about it. And we're going to be making sure that even as we're going to be making things more possible from this position. And also we have much of the talk about Mr. Cecil. You know now, guys, how the things now are running from the position is about there's nothing now gonna be handled in care as the package now or the shipment is put in pending to Conrad's home. And that's why I told you, the guys, there's nothing they're gonna be talking about this kind of the shipment gonna be coming to the villagers. Now it's postponed until 2025 as now the Argentinian longnose and also the Kenge, they're gonna be coming back to the site or coming back to the villa. They're gonna be disbursing them, but already before they could just come, because we have a festive season right now, they have a family, they have children, they're gonna be getting small things from there, and they're gonna be paying themselves and also promoting themselves before they're gonna be disbursing them to the villagers, which are now outdated. Because much of the things we can talk about, the shoes, they are let's talk about some of shoes, some of clothes, some of them are good things to the children whenever they're going to school, and they're talking about 2025 they're gonna be coming in January so they can disburse them. What I can just talk about, January people are going back to school, where will you get the children? And these people have been already hooked up, and the real fact is this shipment now it's going for the people of his only family, which is the Kenge family and the Conrad family, which are gonna be benefiting with such kind of the shipment that came. And right now they're just telling and talking about, you know what, this shipment gonna be brought to us and gonna be with us and something like that, and we're gonna be talking about, oh, this one can never happen to this kind of the position. And I'm gonna be now updating you what is coming next from this platform, as I talked about now it's the formulation of the bricks. And people are just talking about, no, you can just use the blocks and something like that. But I don't prefer much of the blocks because, sometimes we like the bricks because they are so hard. And whenever we have some of watery section and to that position, it's going to be very safe. And I want to see which kind of a sample I can just use so as I can just have this house construction being so progressive as I want somebody who has let me talk about a plan like Chef Matiko's house. Somebody who have a plan of Chef Matiko's house can just tell me I have this kind of a plan so as that's the same kind of a house that I'm going to be building onto this position because I'm just using some of the bricks here. And right now they have just reached more than now 3,000 to go going, and I want like 16,000 bricks already to be formulated from this position. And I think the ones that we are just getting out from this position, we had several houses which were mud houses onto this position for my grandfather, very previous, which is many years ago. And right now I think it's more perfectly for us to use such kind of the soil because it has mixed itself. Because whenever you are molding such kind of a house, you have just several years ago they were using hill. Talk about the ant-hills. They were switching such kind of the soil so as they can just mold and get them and all the mold it to the house. But now this house will wanna be demolished, and I think the perfect way is you can just use this kind of the soil because it is already formulated and it's good for it to be used in terms of the bricking, and that's why I selected this position. And we are diverting, guys. It's not a must that if you could just see our entire family how it looks like, it was something like it was mud houses everywhere. But right now even the chicken here, they are living in a very good house here over the bricks here. And somebody is talking about we are going to be to talk about they're talking about poverty, we are talking about poor, and I'm just wondering such kind of the people. And we are just making a progress. We're going to be making a progress, and we're going to be coming to the real varied situation. And also, the more about talk about this month, it has started, and I want to be now laying out the foundation, and the foundation going to be coming to this section I am, because this is my father's house, which is here, the black iron sheets here. It's my parents' house, and I don't want to be very in touch with them. I want to be coming out from them a little bit so as I can do my own things onto this sector. But we shall be in one enclosed system or one enclosed environment, as we're going to be making sure that we are tiling. And I'm the last born, guys, and to my home here. So, and how the things are always running, the last ones are also are always staying at their position, as we're going to be taking care of the parents because they are so aged. There's no one who can talk about, oh, my father is a little bit sick. You can even inform your brothers, you can even inform the other people who are just outside there, and you're going to be protecting them whenever they're just living into this enclosed system with you. That's why I don't want to go so far from here, and making sure that I'm just close to the parents whenever they're just aging up as we are growing up too. So as I'm gonna be getting much of the talk about the information, talk about how the recent it was, so I like that kind of the things, and that's why I'm gonna not go so far. And whenever it reaches at a time, guys, and to the village, you shift from one place to another. In previous times, my grandfather used to live here, and that's why this kind of the soil I'm just using here, it was once from his demolished house that we demolished because my father had to move forward from this position. Now they moved to the other section, and now I'm just coming back to this section because now I have to move again to this position because we keep on moving. Like you can talk about like right now you can talk about we have 4 brothers right now at my home, and my father used to live at the upper houses, which are the mud houses up there, and whenever now we managed to construct them with a very good permanent there, which is a big house there, of the bricks house there. Now we had to shift from the upper section, come down a little bit, and from down a little bit now some of our boys just talk about they just went for other sites. My big one is there, another one is down here, another one is there. So when whoever is just left onto the segment, because I don't want to use the same house of the madhouse, this kind of the Kenya family is talking about, we're gonna be living entire life. So I want to shift from that position and come to this side again and leave the other side. So whenever now I want to shift again, maybe I have a good son talking about I want to shift, you're gonna be shifting from here and reallocating back to the other side, so as you can just have their house. And this is how it's just evolving in this tradition method of these living standards. And also for just, we can just remember, there's a time I talked about people poisons poisoned my green vegetables that I had in my fish ponds there, and I was reallocating them to vulnerables and also the aged people who are just enclosed at the vulnerables. So I decided that I'm gonna be having a nursery bed again into this position, and you can see I have a nursery bed here already with kales here. I can just show you I have kales already, and that in just a little bit time, like 2 weeks time, they're gonna be ready to be replanted again. And these are we can talk about these ones are the same ones like the ones I just planted there, and I think they're gonna be working very perfectly, as even that side is already formulated and weeded already, to make sure that I am replanting something back into that position. But people are talking about Gintu, don't go back to that site. But guys, the real fact about what I'm talking about is because this side we don't have a good water system that we can just use in terms of watering, in terms of what and what and what. So that's why I decided that I have to go where my fish ponds are, so as we can pump water from the fish pond, because that water is very enriched with vitamins, talk about nutrients relevant for the growth of crops. So it's gonna be very effective whenever I want to use it in watering such kind of the crops, and they like it. And also to this system we're gonna be talking about, we're gonna be excusing ourselves and also forgetting what is the past and making sure that we are just moving forward as a team one-on-one. And if you are just reaching to this segment, please watch. If it's your first time you're watching, it's underscore Gintu coming out from this session one-on-one. And also I have talk about they're called tomatoes, and the tomatoes are for the vulnerable also. And I think I always pluck them and bring them to the authority, talk about the vulnerables, to make sure that they are using them, because they are commonly used. So like this one here, it's a little bit ready, so I can even consume this one, guys. So it's whenever food calls, there's no much of hesitating with the food, so you have to deal with it perpendicularly per unit time. It's raw but very fantastic. Very good. Exactly. They're so nice. They're so nice. And they're so big, guys. They're so big. And I'll give you the technique that I used, because they're not like the ones that people are talking about. You know what? They're not like the same. Wow. Wow. It's so nice. It's so nice. It's so nice. Wow. So guys, the only thing that I can talk about these tomatoes that you are seeing here, I never bought the seedlings from the agrovet. Maybe somebody no. I just bought tomatoes like this one here, very raw, not raw, the ripe ones. Then I brought them to the kitchen, my kitchen here, and I told my mom, whenever you are just cutting it, make sure that this kind of the seeds ones here, you are putting them aside and use the other stuff which is outside, which is the outer covering. And these seeds, I just use the normal tomato, and I just put there some ash. I sun-dried it for 2 days, then I put them onto the nursery bed, and they did it well. And also, only thing that I'm gonna be planting here at my home, it's gonna be only, let's talk about the kales. I'm gonna be planting them here and make sure that we are getting much of the time to say that it's gonna be very okay. And we have much of the greens here. This one is for the chickens, and they're using it in terms of, even chickens do matter, because right now I'm always supplying eggs. I supply eggs, guys. Very fantastic. So keep it tuned. Let me see. My mom, she's here and she's bringing some green peas. I don't know if she's available. Let me see her. Halo. Uko poa?
Uko sawa?
Ah. Hizi tunafanya nini?
Mimi nachuna.
Oh, they are called green peas. That's how they are just harvested, guys. Here they are. Wow. Asa hizo unapeleka wapi?
Napeleka kwa soko.
Oh, kwa soko?
Eh.
Fantastic. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Even the dogs are already here. Wow. So guys, everything is so fantastic here. You know, you have to make sure that the money is flowing into your pocket always.
Pero firo hayuare. Kindi kya koma.
Piro. Martin mabe. Hata Martin mabe. Martin no masani. Martin.
Martin.
No manyere.
Nasto.
No masani. Na munyori haranda.
Jana ko tekra so kya.
Ya gante amo mahenkanga kuya.
Tekra manchi.
Na kangi. Unione. Unione. Ni nyumba eh. Nena sana.
Yan tutu. Kini kabure ya pambwa.
Monse boyo.
Mungu ba na manyere.
Na rutu ya chimbiri kuruta monse.
Chimbiri. Oh. Kagera to.
Neta hono ya wa sai ko boniga. Hada na harabu harada hamwabu. Unto ketama.
Guys, once more again, I have much of the materials coming onto the session right now. Hey, the dogs are running here, helter skelter here. Look at here. Everything is so fantastic, and this is the house I want to make sure that it's just moving from this position. This is the ballast. It's called the ballast. It's just coming in one-on-one live. Let's check on what is just happening right today. And this is the courtesy for everyone who is just supporting my channel to make sure that we are vibing and making sure that everything is coming to you live and it's one-on-one. Fantastic. Let's now see how the process is ongoing here. And this is so much fantastic. Hii chumu usisahau hapa.
Ninafungua mlango.
Oh. Kwanza hapo sasa ndio nikuje kidogo.
Namwagia hapo.
Hapo sasa. Sawa. Sana anamwaga pole pole. Guys, I don't want it to interfere with we have a certain small road here that the people are passing through this position. So they want to make sure that they are tinching a little bit to make sure that small.
Itapita. Inua. Inua. Inua tu pole
So guys, it has not to sleep this way. Wow. It's sleeping to the other side, so it cannot tinge while it's sleeping a little bit to the other position. So they have to put some of the stones to make sure that it's just balancing before it's just tipping up, so as the materials can come down, like the hardcore. This is, I think it's the mud. They're trying. I think it's a 3/4 ballast, and I'm gonna be using it in the foundation, and it's much better in the foundation. And whenever it reaches to the in terms of pillar and maybe the slabbing, and also I'm gonna be making sure that I'm getting the smaller ones that are just hit, the small ones that are gonna be resembling. Let me show you guys that gonna be resembling these ones here, very small ones, and the machine ones. And but these ones here, I think for the foundation are so best, and I think they're gonna be working best. And the criteria we're just checking there is just doing, it's a little bit of making sure that the tires balance the vehicle, as it's gonna have not such kind of the balancing of the wheels, to make sure that you're gonna be pouring it down. So this is the courtesy whenever you want to be a driver and a co-driver like this boy here, as I was part of that team once upon a time. I knew that you have to balance everything to make sure that it's pouring down very meticulously, because whenever it tinges and it's just slipping this way, slippery a little bit, it can just go down, because this is where now the load is, and it can bring some of the chaos onto this position. Let's check it. So we're gonna be coming back to make sure that it's coming into that position. Now it's balancing.
Kuda kidogo.
Yeah, it's now balancing, guys. You can even see up the brim there. It's now balancing. Exactly. Now it can pour very meticulous. We have a chameleon. Fantastic. We have a chameleon here, guys. It is trying its best. Don't kill it, man. Fantastic. It's now good. So I think this is how it's everything. You can even check now. We are coming to an end. Now I think it's balanced. Fantastic. Fantastic. How are you, man?
I'm good.
How is everything?
Everything is
How
fine.
is work, man?
The work is just fine.
Work is fine.
Yeah.
Everything is so good, eh?
Good.
Hey, haki ya Mungu. Hey, yeah. Where did you get this kind of the balance?
From Stera.
Stella.
Yeah.
So some several kilometers from here.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I like it, and same, eh?
Yeah.
Exactly. Wow. The dogs here, they don't want jokes here. Fantastic. Aenda mkunyo mpatie na auntie. Haya. Wow. So guys, this is how the things are just on this the Tingo, and keep it locked, keep it in touch, because I'm gonna be updating you what is coming next, because for your courtesy, everything is so fantastic, so welcoming, and I want to make sure that this month I want to be starting the foundation very well onto this position, and also starting my big bungalow coming out from this position. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. The dogs are here. Hello. Want to speak to them here? Hello. What's up? No. Don't come. Inda. Wow. Hey, watch. Wow, fantastic.